Where are we going? North.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Therapeutic benefit in role-playing games.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, baby. Your presence quested in exchange for treasures.
Ripper.
Are we talking one treasure each?
Last time on Dungeons and Dragons, the group gathered all of the necessary materials to set out on their quest. They went and saw Muffin in her store. She was a retired adventurer who offered up that the location that they're supposed to be going to is incredibly dangerous, and she would not have even gone there in her prime. And over at the Bloodhound store, who is Mackenzie's family, they are the expert hunters, skinners, everything to do with hunting. They are the pinnacle of that skill. And they met with old Uncle Rufus, who detected the asparagus mark upon the map. But Gizmo was unable to recall whose mark it was. But Rufus was able to draw out a crude but effective map for the group to begin their adventure and to not get too lost on their way out there. So here we are, leaving Chewton and going into the woods. Dun, dun. So you begin your trek into the woods. About half a day passes while following the map, and all of a sudden you hear rustling, notice. Oh, wait a minute. No, in this situation, so where Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition has passive perception, which is like kind of you're just always detecting things at a certain level. Instead here, you make wisdom saves to see if you would be surprised. That's how it's interpreted if you are always on the lookout, but this is the way it's treated here. So everybody make a wisdom save.
18.
16. Mackenzie also got a 16.
That would be a 12.
Okay, so you all successfully save, and you see two dire ticks come rushing from the east, or rushing from the north. You're heading west. They're rushing from the north in your direction, and they did not catch any of you by surprise. So we will go to initiative. So this is pretty standard for most role-playing games that in some way you're going to roll initiative to determine how things are going to play out. This is a little bit different. What's cool is, so whoever has the highest roll is going to go first. But at the end of your particular turn, you choose who follows you, friend or foe. And when it gets to the end of a round, then you get to choose anybody. So you can't choose somebody who's already gone that round. But when you get to the very end of the round, you get to start fresh and choose from anybody, including yourself. So you could hypothetically have back-to-back moves. All right, so initiative rolls.
3.
18. There's chickens around. I'm pumped. I'm ready.
Mackenzie is on a 6.
Gizmo has an 8.
Bob wins. So Bob, you will begin the initiative. Roughly the area is loose dirt forest. Like there aren't any particular troublesome grounds to cover. The general fight area, I'm going to say, is about 60 square feet. The ticks have just come into the area. The marching order, I mean, you're like all next to each other.
Yep. I feel like Bob would probably want to be in front, being like, especially where Cluckhold is here with us. Like I feel even more like empowered to make sure the group is safe, not just because of us, but because there's also an innocent chicken here.
And is it safe to assume that have we been like a unit before, or is this like the first time like the four of us have traveled as a pack?
This is actually your first time traveling as a pack.
Okay.
You met by chance that you were all selected to see King Cluck at the same time.
Oh, okay, so it's just random happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I guess Bob then, it's a matter of protecting the rear or then I guess Paris would protect the rear maybe as like the next hardiest.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, because I know that I'm pretty big, pretty hardy, so I don't know. Also, I have no nature and traverse, so I wouldn't mind taking the lead as well to assist or being close to the lead.
You could all walk as like just a horizontal line, you know, like
Hey, like Reservoir Dogs.
that you're all confidently strolling side by side.
All right.
All right, so Bob, take it away.
Cool.
Your actions available are pretty much the same. Like, so you have your attack action, your move, the free actions to shout, drop an item, assist. You can delay an action. I can't remember. It's not specifically called delay action, but it's
essentially the same thing.
that's what you're doing. Like you will determine a triggering action where you will then interrupt something later by saying, I won't do it now.
So how far away are these ticks from where I am?
So the ticks are...
Like, are they within attacking distance, or I need to move to them?
You will need to move to them. Like, they've just arrived on the scene. You will need to... I'm going to say they're 40 feet away, which you can reach because you all have 2 move speeds. Your bipedal speed, which is 30, or your quad pedal speed.
Being right in the front, I see danger. I'm gonna just start I'm gonna get on all fours, sprint, just take right off. Just like that.
Incredible. Yes.
Probably a little bit more scary than, a bearded guy doing it, but yeah.
I don't know. That was pretty scary, dude. Yes, no, but that's excellent. And I feel like that's exactly what Bob would do myself. So well done. So you charge them growling, and you have captured their attention.
For the clock!
You get to choose now who goes after you.
I'll say let's go to Paris if you guys are all right with that.
That's fine.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
right.
gonna
do it.
go ahead and try to zip a spear at one of them. Dirty 20.
So you successfully hit. Dire ticks have tough skin, but you, with your massive strength, hurl the spear, and it hits.
So some nice little piercing damage there, and that does a total of 9.
9.
Yeah.
And we're gonna call it. That's a one shot. So the dire ticks go up, and you see Bob charge, growling, and he gets up, and his face kind of just gives like the look back to Paris, like you know what to do. And then you see Paris just take the spear from his back, gives it just like a half-second lineup, and with superior strength, hurls it, and it just goes straight through its face and out the other end. And just you see like the guts erupt from the back, and the tick just collapses.
You got the point.
Boom. All right. So
Got that. Got the point.
I
Ah,
was gonna say it's not a dog pun, but it is a pun.
Yeah.
and boom goes the dynamite.
all right. So now Paris chooses.
Just to keep it kind of interesting on the back end, and so they can also kind of catch up to us, I'm actually going to say, you said there were 2 dire ticks, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to kind of give the other one a chance to maybe catch up, or to see if it has been feared and runned away. So I'm going to give it to the enemy.
All right. So what the tick is going to do is
Hey, the tick. That's a little familiar.
awesome. Yes. So it kind of looks to its side, sees its brethren instantly felled, sees the incoming growl, and I'm going to actually give an interrupt free action intimidate check to Bob.
Okay.
Coupled with the fear of this, if Bob succeeds in this intimidate, the tick will flee.
So intimidating.
You just said the tick will flee. Brum.
Ooh.
Do it.
Roll an intimidate.
Intimidate check. Okay. So +5, which is good. I would be it was a 13, so it'd be an 18.
18. So the combination of the spear throw and your near feral growling has caused the tick to up and flee. However, the tick is very slow and only makes it 10 feet before the tick is going to choose for Mackenzie to go next.
Okay. Well, Mackenzie doesn't want this flea to go back to its people and let, them know, or this tick rather, let them know where we're going. So, Mackenzie's gonna shoot the fleeing tick with her bow. 24 to hit.
Wow. So that does hit.
For 10 total points of damage.
For 10 total. So you see the fleeing tick, and almost carelessly, just like rear back, yeah, it's done. And you just let the arrow go, and it lands perfectly in its head, and it drops after fleeing a measly 10 feet away. Mackenzie, you have now only Gizmo left to choose from in the initiative. So, Gizmo, I guess you're up.
All right. I thought so. The tick is starting to. He has been fleeing.
So the second tick fled and was killed by a flying arrow. So the both ticks that you saw are now dead.
But the combat is still going.
Perhaps.
Oh, great. Okay, so how about that? So I'm going to use my magic paw spell, which is I can smell the presence of magic, the unseen, and characters under unseen influence within 30 feet of me. So I'm going to situate myself in more or less as central an area as I can find. There's no roll for it. It just happens, and it uses concentration.
Awesome. And the way concentration works, now that that's been brought up, it's a little bit different as well. You won't roll concentration checks when you take damage. You must spend a bonus action every round. If you run out of bonus actions for some reason, then you cannot continue.
Okay.
That's how that goes. But you do smell magic radiating from a presence in a tree that is to your south.
All right, so
right at the edge of your spell range.
I quickly alert the team toward the presence.
I'm going to treat this as that is still a full round, and you can now select anybody to go next.
I'm going to ask Mackenzie to go next.
Round 2.
All right, and with Gizmo
Fight.
pointing out the stealthy presence, is there a check or something I can do to see if I can't ascertain the unseen threat?
Yes, you can make a notice check to find the location.
Notice is a wisdom skill. Well, the die rolls like me, so adding my wisdom, that's a 21.
Okay. So you are able, through your keen bloodhound senses, through smell and sound and sight, you combine and you make out that there is in fact a rat in robes who is like 90% behind cover on, let's say, 20 feet up of a tree.
I guess with whatever action I have remaining, I just start barking at the rat.
So the notice check, I'm going to say, was free.
Okay, well if that's the case, I guess Mackenzie will try to shoot the hiding opponent. I'm assuming with disadvantage with it having so much cover.
So with this level of cover, you actually know for sure you wouldn't be able to hit.
Yeah, I guess Mackenzie will move in to try to dislodge that branch to see if she can't make the rat fall out of the tree.
Okay, so you'll move 30
up to the tree.
Up to the tree. What will be like your action to do that? Like, how do you want to go about it?
She doesn't have anything that would be great for cutting the tree, so I guess she would just try to climb up and shake the branch vigorously.
Okay. So this would be a traverse check, which uses Constitution. So there's no athletics check in this.
So my con is a 12, so +1. 6.
6. You might still get lucky. I'm going to roll an opposed balance. 7.
Glorious.
So you go up there and you start like shaking it, and the rat looks back at you and sees you doing it, and that gives it just the edge where it maintains its balance. And now something I can do. And
The entire time, Mackenzie's just doing that bloodhound howl while she's just shaking the branch. Just
awesome.
oh.
Something that can be done in combat is interrupting and assuming the turn. Players can also do this by spending fortune, but the guide can do so. And in doing so, I must give you a fortune. So, hey, what's another one? But I'm interrupting, and I'm having the rat take the next turn. So you see the rat begin waving his hand around, and there's some sort of like magic energy coming from it, and he points it down at the ground, at which point there is some rustling, and then 2 more dire ticks appear. And in doing so, he looks you dead in the eyes and just goes. So now the rat, who I'm going to add to combat here, is going to choose. He's going to choose Bob. He doesn't like Gizmo too much, and wouldn't willingly have Gizmo follow him for detecting his magic.
Yeah. Gizmo looks kind of shifty after all.
Gizmo looks shifty. All right, Bob, you're up.
Okay, so how far away am I from the tree then? Because
you are now
the other
70
direction.
feet from the tree.
Okay.
Because you ran 40 feet north, and this is 30 feet south from your starting position.
Okay, so then I guess I'm running again, and I'm running again. I see
Amazing.
I see the rats are turn, run, just run, just go. And that's what Bob's doing. Bob's just a running fool. He's a running fool. And I guess then I'll pass the turn to Gizmo.
And just to be clear too, Bob is he's using both of his actions. So he's moving and then he's taking an action to also move.
Yes.
So he's moving the full 70 feet back to these insects, and he's right up in their grill.
That is what I intended on doing. I probably should have elaborated, but thank you.
Yeah. For the viewer, that's what happened. All right, Gizmo.
Sweet. So I'm going to move in range of the rat, who I can see now, right?
Yes.
Move in range of the rat, and I'm going to cast my elemental ray at the rat.
Awesome. So we'll say you move like 30 feet diagonally, so you're not going straight at the ticks, but you're going off to the side, so you've got that line of sight up on the tree without putting yourself in danger next to Bob.
Sweet. Yeah, that works for me. And so that is, I make a ranged attack spell. So give me 1 sec. Pull out my dice roller. 8, 2, 2, that's 12. Yeah, so I had a 19 on the roll.
A 19 on the roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So you hit. And what element did you say it was?
Oh, I didn't say. It is. I'm gonna do cold damage, so it's a white ray.
Nice.
Makes sense. We know ticks don't like coming out in in winter.
Well, this was
That
the
seems
rat.
like common to the rat. Oh, okay.
But he is a tick conjurer.
And the damage of that is 1d8. So let me roll that. 1.
1. All right. So you step off to the side and you blast out this white ray of cold energy, and you see it hit the rat square in the chest, and He winces for a minute, and then kind of slowly opens his eyes and looks down and looks over at Gizmo, and then just lets out, which hopefully enrages you.
It does indeed.